Good day to everyone. Today, our group would like to present our project ETS. Next. This is our group members: CHELSEA INEZ ARAN KONG, YI SHAN, KOOI YI XUAN, and Melody Ong Hui Chi. Next. Okay, so I will present about introduction. Corruption has been a part of our economic and political life since types of years. Corruption could be a variety of dishonesty or a criminal offense which is undertaken by an individual or an organization which is entrusted with a foothold of authority to amass illicit benefit or abuse power for benefit and its economic impact on society. Public corruption is threat to government intervention within the economy, policies, and towards liberalization, stabilization, deregulation, and privatization. It also involves many activities which include bribery, infused spending, and embezzlement. Also, it causes the corrupt economy to be unable to function properly since the natural laws of the economy cannot function freely. For example, political corruption occurs when an office holder or other governmental employee acts in a political candidate capacity for private gain. Corruption ends up in an inefficient allocation of resources for education and healthcare or the presence of a shadow economy. Each individual nation should allocate domestic resources for the control and regulation of corruption and therefore the defense of crime.
Hi everyone, my name is Melody Ong Hui Chi, and now I will be explain about the political environment and economic environment. First, the political environment refers to a set of government agency, political party, and organization that represent the people around the world. It also shows a big impact on both individual business and the wider corporate community. On the other hand, the economic environment will refer to a major determinant of worldwide market potential and opportunity. Next, it will refer to all of the external economic factors such as macroeconomic and microeconomic in the marketplace, and it will affect the commercial and consumer behavior such as buying habit. And now we will think about how the political and economic environment form the development of corruption. Firstly, the political environment will influence the development of corruption by paying the benefit. For example, the corruption will form when government have sold off the state-owned enterprise and offer concession for private operator. In addition, the company may pay to be placed on the listing of qualified bidders and become the winning of the contractor. After they become the contractor, they may reduce the quality and inflate the price. Next, the economic environment will influence the development of corruption by poor education and healthcare. As a result, the quality of education will decline and affect the overall health of the economy. Thank you.
I'm Lo Yun. Now I will talk about professional ethics and legislation. Professional ethics and legislation is a type of principle to guide the attitude or behavior of a group of people or an individual in the business sector. The legislation is one of the factors that influencing professional ethics and legislation. The legislation refers to the rules and laws that govern a country. It is important to note that ethics is not limited to what is legal, and it is perfectly acceptable for professional ethics to deem behaviors that are otherwise legal to be unethical. The legislation is, however, a strong factor influencing professional ethics because it forms a basis and behavioral guideline. The next factor is personal codes of ethics. The personal code of ethics is a set of principles and rules used by an individual to govern their decision-making process, as well as to distinguish right from wrong. This is not necessarily a set of written principles, but they nonetheless determine how a person handles decisions that require a moral position. The personal code of ethics is an important factor influencing professional ethics because individuals, though in a larger organization, from time to time make decisions based on personal ethics on behalf of their employers. Thank you.
My name is KOOI YI XUAN, and now I will be presenting habits, custom, tradition, and demography. A country with major religion has a significant influence because the family and the wider community offer social security. The influence of majority Protestantism has been demonstrated to be a key element in a country's low level of corruption due to the indirectly encourage a broad orientation towards ethical universalism, literacy, and individualistic promotion. Next. Perception at the micro level. For example, people with at least a secondary education are thought to have a negative relationship with corruption. Next. In addition, it is also discovered that the stronger economic result diminish corruption perception, whereas macroeconomic instability and income disparities have the reverse impact. Lastly, demographic is another key aspect that influences corruption. For example, men are expected to be ambitious, competitive, and materially successful, all of which contribute to unethical behavior. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is YI SHAN. Now I will present the part of compare the measurement taken in the country that is successful in controlling corruption to measure in Malaysia. The country that we want to compare with Malaysia is Singapore. Singapore is one of the countries that has succeeded in controlling corruption. Singapore has ranked third in the 2020 Corruption Prevention Index and is the only Asian country to make the top 10. Why can Singapore do it, but Malaysia is still on the way to preventing corruption? Let's compare the measurement taken by Singapore with those taken by Malaysia. First and foremost, the legal framework of corruption in Singapore. Singapore Anti-Corruption Commission has all the power regarding corruption. They have both power in the investigation of suspect and the suspect family or agent, and also the ability to examine their finance or other record. Unlike Singapore, the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission does not have all the power. The ability to protection, initiation, and termination position is only within the prosecution discretion offered by the Federal Constitution. This has resulted in complex anti-corruption produce and inability to detect or address corruption effectively and immediately. Secondly, Singaporeans do not hesitate to record corruption at all levels of society. Singaporeans know that the most effective way to root out corruption is to punish high-level corruption element and set an example. When they find corruption, they will not hesitate to bring this person to justice. Not just talk, but act immediately. However, Malaysian and even the Malaysian government will not pay attention to or direct ignore the corruption problem. Malaysia often talk a lot about anti-corruption, but it do not seem to be making any progress. For us, this problem is like cancer and is still spreading. Last but not least, the successful of Singapore corruption reporting system. In Singapore, corruption reporting systems are critical to management corruption and breeding risks. People can use the system to report and obtain feedback channel about corruption. As all reports are made anonymously, they can also feel protect from identification when they want to report corruption. When it's come to Malaysia, the corruption report system can be said to be not underdeveloped. Most people do not understand its function or even know that Malaysia has such a system. That is because the government do not promote it vigorously, and the system design is not user-friendly enough that many people do like to use it. The overall public reporting method is also the reason why people resist using the system. Now I will pass to next group member to discuss furthermore.
Hi, I am CHELSEA INEZ ARAN KONG. I'm going to discuss about can technology reduce corruption? Technology has ushered the age of information, and it has caused the information to become seamlessly disseminated. Institutions can leverage the technology to make important information regarding public service readily available in the public domain and thus improve the transparency. The World Economic Forum study has proven that the data can make it possible to detect and deter fraud risks, complex networks, and corrupt practice by way of cross-referencing public database. Next is a bigger population of technology with skills are needed to tackle the corruption. Government has used technology innovation to improve the efficiency and transparency of public administration and to communicate better and provide information to the citizen. Citizens and civil society has also used the technology innovation to raise awareness towards the issue of corruption and to collect data, to monitor government activities, and to report abuses. A wide range of ways has been successfully implemented in the last 10 years throughout the world. Last but not least, the technology has helped the world to limit its outreach because the use of smartphone and the internet has extended to the rural areas. With the help of public service accessible at the touch of a button, the institution have utilized it by making information about the public services. Data has become an indispensable tool because it has been leveraged to build transparency in systems and processes. The institution has invested in technology innovations in order to boost the integrity system.
For conclusion, widespread corruption may have cultural and historical roots, but it is also an economic and political issue. Corruption undermines the economic goals of ground, poverty, elevation, and efficient free market. Our goal is to further understand the circumstances that contribute to corruption and use the technology innovation to combat corruption. As an example, new technological innovation may be used to facilitate the reporting of corruption and provide access to official information. This may help to offset the efficient and integrity of social service and of a country's political life, and make financial information more transparent. Information and technology can even support company efforts and help mobilize people against corruption. Thank you.